real person. Okay. So this year, okay, I've kind of felt like um the I don't know, like not super excited anymore. And Carla, I know you've only just went once last year, so you don't really have anything to compare to, but it was just starting to feel kind of stale. And so Kathy, you were there. Like we went to Texas school, Carla and Serena, and Jamie Cobb, she's the one that did the trading cards class at PBX last year. And so Kathy and I went to Texas school and were in her class. And it was very much interactive, workshop based. And I really felt like everyone walked away knowing so much more because we were learning hands on. We learned by doing rather than just passive learning, right? And so I came home. Jamie and I have been like talking pretty much the whole time ever since, just about like how we could change this whole thing up. And so this is my new plan. We're going to have a bigger room so we can have, oh, here's Jamie now. I was just bragging about you, Jamie. I don't know if she's probably in an event.
You were?
Yeah, I was telling them that I felt like the conference had gotten a little stale, and then after going to Texas school and how awesome your class was, we're completely changing the format because of
Let's
you.
go. Aw.
um anyway, and so I have a bigger room which is about half the size of that. Well, anyway, it's a room next door so that we have room for round tables. And I feel like round tables gives a lot more like I don't know why I'm going to say the word camaraderie, but just like to be able to be like to talk to other people, to kind of engage, to like have we're going to have opportunities for like little mastermind breakout sessions where like Carla, maybe you're sitting at a table with a bunch of really experienced women and you're like, I'm having this issue. You have a few minutes to kind of say what your thing is, and then everyone's going to go around the table and kind of give you some tips and advice. So you're going to walk away with like 6 or 7 ideas of how to fix that. So things like that. Um, Hang on, I got to get to my notes because on the last call I forgot a whole bunch of stuff. Um, so yeah, so the round tables like for more discussion and hang on, I want to see all of you guys at once. Um, we're gonna do I'm doing a second classroom so that we can have more opportunities for classes. So ideally, like maybe one will be something that's more specific or advanced or maybe for beginners or something like that. And then the other one would be and so it kind of depends on how many people would go to each class as to who puts them in the other room kind of thing. Um, um, so I'm talking to Booth Book. I thought I would talk to Check Cherry for like like the different CRMs and like have like a class on those. I talked to Darkroom and Imaging Spectrum last week, and so they were going to ask Wally to maybe teach a few classes in there. So it's just all no.
No, they're going to have somebody teach, but it's not going to be Wally.
Oh, okay.
Because Wally's a nice man, but Wally's dull and dry, and yeah,
Okay. Well, that's just kind of what they were telling me on the phone. They were like, "We'll see what his
yeah. Well,
schedule is."
I was on a phone call earlier, a couple of days ago, with somebody from Darkroom, and it probably won't be Wally.
Okay. Well, someone will be teaching, and then I'm talking to like I've talked to like the Sketchbot people, like just some. So basically, I want to have room in the room where like we're at the front, and then around the perimeter of the outside or inside the room that we have like demo opportunities. So you can like apparently there's this new printer coming out, or that came out, the Sparkle something. Hang on, let me see what they said.
I think
Swift,
Jamie has that. I think
this
Jamie has that printer, don't you,
the
Jamie?
Swift, is it a Swift photo printer or
Mhm.
something like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So Steve wanted you guys to kind of have first look at that because like on the trade show floor, other than just seeing a sample, nobody's going to see what it does, but you guys will have the opportunity to like see it, work with it, do all the whatever cool stuff that it does. Um, let's see here. What else? What else? What else? Okay, so I don't want you to kill me for saying this, but I'm going to get rid of the women's lounge on the trade show floor
Yay.
because no one sits in it. I mean, like there might be one or two people every now and then, but it costs about $10,000 to put that space together. And so I know that it's nice and like a nice to have kind of thing, but it's not worth the money. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we can put the money back into the education piece and the fun and the stuff that's more engaging for everyone else. So phew, thanks for not killing me on that one. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So these are the two really super cool things. We're gonna do like what Jamie had at the content, what did you call it? Like the content branding night?
Just branding night. So people, I mean, it was before the party, but we had models and the branding.
Um, Oops, hang on a second. I'm like getting bumped back and forth. So basically, we're gonna have it's not gonna be like a party, Kathy, how like it was in Texas, but basically we're gonna have the room set up so that you can take photos in front of different kinds of backdrops, like holiday or maybe like more corporate or sparkly, whatever. And so you'll be able to wear like your branded gear, shirts, hats,
That's
whatever it is you wear for your
wonderful.
stuff so
That's
that
wonderful.
there's models, so that there's
Mhm.
there's more images of you, to
Mhm.
share with your clients.
Mhm.
um Blessing in the group sells backdrops, and so so my thinking was we have 2 to 3 backdrops, double-sided backdrops that are set like perpendicular around the wall, and then we could either turn them or swap them in and out. If I don't know if we're going to be able to get more than 2 photo booths unless I can find people locally that can bring them. Um, Carla, what booths do you have?
Um, I I have the Danny Max Curve Duo.
Perfect. Okay, so that's one. So like I know people driving from LA, and I know of a few other people in Vegas. So if we could bring booths, so because the problem with the manufacturers bringing the booths is that they're usually shipped there and they don't have access to them. And so something that we could have access to for the 2 full days would be amazing. I'm like telling you to bring it. I'm not even asking.
Well,
But we'll
some
talk
of us,
about that to see if that's something that you can do.
I mean, I can bring my good camera and a tripod and we could still take pictures. Just won't be from a booth.
Yeah, well, I want it. It's basically like I want to be able to have people that haven't used like maybe somebody's using, I don't know, one of like the kind of lower end iPad
Zoom a
software, so
booth.
that they're kind of using something that's maybe better or has more features or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Um, so anyway, so there's that, and we could talk about any of these things. That's amazing that you guys are all willing to help out. Um, okay, so you guys have all come before. So the mixer Sunday night partners are welcome. Um, we're going to have Jamie is going to be very new to this information right here. So, um, so this is my thinking. So basically, Jamie is going to teach a class on the upsells of these luxury items, like the trading cards, the keychains, the viewfinders, all these cool things that you can make a lot of money at your events with. And then we're going to have lunch, but knowing Jamie, who doesn't eat lunch, we're just going to start on in on the workshop. So whoever wants to skip lunch and keep going, like like we can order in food or whatever, and then just have the afternoon where we just get to play with all this stuff. So Neil Enterprises, who is Jamie's like contact go-to for getting these supplies, they're going to donate enough items so that everybody has one thing to take home. So like you'll get to go home with a trading card case and a viewfinder and a keychain and like all the stuff that basically Jamie took out of her own pocket from the last event at Texas School. They're going to pay for it. Let's see what else. Oh, and then I want to I'm having some more, like, I really feel like anybody can do a photo booth conference where it's like, okay, here's the basics, here's the things, here's how you set up this, that, whatever. And there's so much missing, like, that we're not talking about marketing, other than like SEO and social media. It's like, that's all passive marketing. And if that's all you're doing for your marketing, it's not enough. Like, so we're going to be talking about like getting out the door, doing the things. And so a good friend of mine, unless she's going home for Chinese New Year, is going to talk about branding. Excuse me. And then just talking more about marketing, just the other pieces that are for your business that aren't really getting discussed, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. And then our Monday night is our girls' night out. We're going to go to Fremont Street. We're going to photograph stuff. Like, it's going to be like a photo scavenger hunt. So we're going to be in groups. I'm getting like matching t-shirts for groups. So like I'm still trying to figure out the easiest way to do this rather than just buying a whole bunch of different sizes and colors. But where Jamie is going to teach a class on learning your camera and learning your lighting, so that we're going to go out and you're going to now apply what you've learned on Fremont Street, because there's so many hard lighting situations with neon, right? So it's like, do I use my flash? Do I not use my flash? How do I do this? And so you're just really practicing. And so we're going to have like a photo scavenger hunt where you and your team are going to have a list of things to find. And then I don't really know the workflow logistics part of this. I'm sure Jamie can share this, but basically you're going to upload things. We'll have judges that will decide which team had the best this, which team had the best this, whatever. And then we're going to meet at this lounge restaurant-y place on the pad. Their patio is really cool. It has like heaters and stuff like that. But I wanted something that was a little more chill from the past few years, because not a lot, but some people have kind of come forward like, I don't want to go to a party. It's like, it's so loud. I can't have conversations with my friends and stuff like that. So it'll just be like this. We'll just have background music. We'll just be able to chat and laugh about like the silly people we met on Fremont, or like how did you get this photo? Oh my gosh. So just an opportunity to like talk to each other, learn from each other, get to know each other, stuff like that. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, we have our networking breakfast Wednesday morning, which everybody is on here has already gone to before, so I don't need to go into more of that. Let's see. Oh, because we're not meeting in the, hang on, if I see everybody again. Okay. Because we're not meeting in the VIP lounge, rather than having a one time that we're giving out prizes, it's going to be more like earning your prizes. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So you're going to get awarded for engagement and interaction in the classes. So rather than I'm just drawing a random name at the very last day and this person who didn't even show up for anything wins this roamer or something, like you're going to be awarded by participating. Okay. The main thing that you missed, Heather, is that we're not doing the women's lounge this year because it wasn't used enough and it was so expensive between the furniture and the shimmer walls and the massage chairs and all that stuff. Um, and then you're going to catch up on this stuff because I'm going to open this up for you guys to come off mute and talk about like the stuff that we are going to do. So the rest of you, what do you think of all that so far? Yeah, you can come off mute. Ask me questions. Tell me what you think.
I actually think that's a good idea, the lounge, because after talking with you, I think it's a lot of money I mean, I don't really think it gets used enough. So it's a great idea, and I think people loved it. But
It was like 10 grand to put this
yeah,
together. And
that's
that's like,
crazy.
it is. And the thing is I don't get much more from that
No,
in just the ticket sales. And so basically it ends up being the sponsorships are paying for everything. And then whatever isn't paid for is like coming out of my pocket because they have my credit card on file. So it's just getting charged for everything, you know? So yeah. Jamie, what do you think of all this? Like any things that you don't agree to doing?
No, I mean, I'll do whatever you want me to and whatever the girls want. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I think, changing it up is great, but again, I mean, I'm all about education and validating the expense going to Vegas to my family. And so any convention I go to, I want it to be beneficial to my bottom line and everyone else's bottom line. So
Totally. And don't you feel like with I don't know, when you guys go to a conference and um you're just taking in all of this information and it's like you're on information overload and maybe you're going to go home and implement one or two things, but the rest of everything's going to stay the same. But when you've been in a workshop or something where you're actually doing the thing and you're just like, oh, I can do this. I see this workflow. I see this, um, how this all can go. So for those of you who kind of have come in a little like towards the end here is we're doing more of like a workshop based event. So we're going to have round tables for discussions and like mastermind chats. Um, there's going to be sponsors around the edge of the room so that we have opportunity for like learning a little like more closely with them and how we can use the softwares or use the equipment. You're going to see different equipment being used and it's going to be in more of like it's a better space than just being on a trade show floor where they're trying to like answer all these people's questions at once. And so it's something that'll be there for a day or two where you can actually stay there and get to know these people. Um, what was the other part? Oh, and then we're doing a content night, not at night, but a content thing. So there are going to be backdrops and booths set up so that you can have photos, like branding photos for your photo booth. So ideally, because like if we're getting models, like these, like we're the ones paying for the models, like we're just going to collaborate and have everyone's images in this gallery where you can use any of them. So even if Kathy took something, like Heather could use it or whatever. Isn't that what yours was, Jamie? Like that people just shared them all? Okay.
Mhm.
And then there'll be pictures like you guys can take pictures of each other. Like, Kathy, show me, like, take a picture of me showing these people how to run this booth or just like smiling with them and having my branded shirt there, stuff like that. So that this is all stuff that you can use on your social media, on your website. And then just different kinds of backdrops. Like maybe there's a Christmas one. I mean, I know in February. It seems like that's never happening, Christmas, but you know, and then like a solid corporate one, and maybe like a more formal, like sparkly, sequency type thing, stuff like that.
No, I think that's a great idea just because when we're all at events, we don't have we you don't have time to do that, right? And I love the roundtable discussion. I think that gives everyone the ability to like grasp a hold of something, and then maybe Kathy has an idea and I can be like, can we go talk about this? Like I think that's a great idea. I love roundtable discussion.
Yeah, and I like one thing I mentioned before you got on. Yeah, Joyce just says it takes me forever to do overlays, like how, you know, time management. Yeah, that's all awesome. One thing I mentioned before you hopped on was having like time for these mastermind discussions where like say we take 30 minutes and we go around the table and one person talks about their problem for a minute or two, and then you have input from every person around the table, and then we go around the table and everybody has, you know, everybody's going to walk away with like 8 new ideas for like whatever's been like their biggest struggle for that thing. I
I think
want to,
that's great. Just because everyone has a different perspective. Like I have my perspective, you know, but I think that's awesome. I think these are
And
all great.
awesome. Good, good, good. Another thing is I want to do more stuff with engaging the group. So more like icebreaker type things. I was just at this conference in September and it was like every idea they had, I was writing down. I'm like, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. And and it really, like when I first got to this conference, there was only 60 people there. But they were like, this is a safe space. And I'm thinking, I don't know a soul here. Like, this is not a safe space for me. When I left, I 100%, like, I'm not somebody that likes, I don't get vulnerable at, you know, it's like everyone is crying when this thing is over. Not that that's what I'm like my goal is or anything, but just to, because we were interacting in this way to like break down barriers and the icebreakers and stuff like that, everyone felt safe. And like, it was just so beautiful, and it's like I want to you know, like would love to create something like that too. um yeah. Okay, so everybody, okay, so Joyce hasn't been before. Carla with the K, have you been to PBX before? If you can't talk, you can put it in the chat if you okay. But Jamie, Heather, do you guys have anything you want to like? Carla's been once. Serena said that she was there a couple years ago. Joyce is brand new or to going. She just got her ticket. And then Carla, I don't know her last name on here, so I don't know if she's been before. But anything you guys share with the group? Ah, I don't know what happened. There we go. Okay, Carla has never been. Oh, that's okay. Okay, cool. Carla's never been. Awesome. So, Heather, will you share a little bit about some of your experiences going to the women's conference?
Honestly, I think for me,
Oh, I can't.
like, oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it was attached to my car. Okay.
Okay. So I think for me, like Jamie said, like education is super important, obviously. But for me personally, it's more about networking. It's more about connecting with other women that are in the industry. And this group is the perfect place to do that. I have found connections that from the beginning, and I still use them. And we only see each other once a year. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have a group of women that I can just shoot a text to and be like, oh my God, this is going on. Like, what should I do? And they can give me, you know, input and stuff. But I tell everyone that's in the industry that I meet that's not part of Strong Women to like, they have to, it's imperative that they do it. It's just a good networking, safe space community where you can put a question up and you're not going to get belittled and bashed and told to like go fucking figure it out. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a nice, safe space. And I think newcomers, I mean, it's definitely a benefit for everyone as well. So I think it's great.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Jamie, what about you?
I mean, of course, I haven't missed a PBX since it started. And, like Heather said, it is about the people and the relationships you make. But I will tell people, I mean, like, wear your brand, be proud of it, ask questions to the people in the group, no matter if you feel like it's a stupid question or been asked 900 times, it's okay because we've all started. And, some of us have started, when we didn't have Facebook groups and we didn't have social media, to help us through and navigate software. So, but I always tell people, like, try something new, even if you think you'll never sell keychains or trading cards, because that's not what you want. If there is a station, which there will be, set up at Strong Women's, take pictures like you're doing it. And if it's something you like, tell your audience that you're doing it, whether you're not doing it or not, because I promise you, if you get a booking on the 21st of February, I'm sending you anything you need to be successful for that event if the vendors can't get the supplies to you. So, we all want to make more money. We all want to be successful, I hope. And, no matter what anyone's teaching or Julia has set up, take pictures, take it serious. And if you want branding photos, I mean, I'll be happy to take them, but use it as an opportunity to get your next booking and 2 bookings and 3 bookings while you're there. So yes, it's an audience, we all do the same thing, but if you market and brand yourself right, you'll have these pictures and you'll have social media content for months, hopefully, that you can use and grow your business and promote you. So I always tell people, like, come prepared. When we have these stations set up, bring your business cards, bring any promotional material that it can look like you're booking, like you are actually doing that job. And having the models is great because you don't have to pose them. They're going to pose themselves and they're going to have fun and represent your brand. And we're going to have diversity in the models. So I think that's important too for your social media and all your marketing purpose. So, take it serious. Yes, we all want to have fun. We always want to go, have drinks and fellowship together, but use it as an opportunity to learn. And when we do the photo walk, scavenger hunt, whatever you want to call it on Monday night, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to shoot neons, and we're going to drag the shutter and do the light movement and car movement and because there's going to be a time where you're going to be at a photo booth and the bride's like, oh my God, I want to do that train technique that everybody's doing on TikTok. And if you don't know how to drag your shutter and your camera, I mean, you can't deliver that. So learn photography if you don't know it. And that's a perfect opportunity is Monday night to, be vulnerable and let's get your cameras out and try something new.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Carla. Carla walked in last year at the table and was like, "What's going on here? I don't where are all these women here?" And so my mom is like, "I'm the one that brought Carla in." So she just had a conversation at a table and she just joined us. She knew no one. She lives in Vegas. What will you tell us, like, what that experience was like, just walking in the totally last minute?
I think just the stars were in alignment because it was my first PBX Expo. I hadn't purchased a photo booth yet. I was there to gather information, and again, I inadvertently followed someone to the table, and Julia Mom closed the deal. So, it was phenomenal to learn about it and just to be around positive women who, although we're quote unquote competitors, we're not. We're encouragers, we're supporters. And I think that to me when I was talking to people about it and why, they were there, that was the biggest thing, is the community and the support. And so I was all in at that point. So yeah, it was changing for me. I've been to conferences where you just, kind of maybe sort of connect with people, but literally after the conference, I was getting follow-up text messages, emails, people were checking in on me. The ladies were asking if I needed help. I was also asking for help. So it was great. It was a wonderful bonding experience. Julia, I'm probably gonna have some not so good news. Uh, but um I'm all in, but I did just get hired for Frontier as a flight attendant. And I just got an
Oh,
email stating, because I retired from my day job, that potentially training might be January, February. So
okay.
regardless, I got my ticket. I'm gonna make it work. If you need my photo booth, we'll touch bases and coordinate whatever you need here in Vegas, or
Okay.
anybody. If you need something shipped to my house or whatever, we'll make sure we'll work on that. But that to me is the best part, and this new setup is phenomenal because again, I'm not a photographer, and I'm excited about the opportunity that you said to scavenger hunt and photo and learn. So fingers crossed it's going to be after Valentine's Day for my class so that I can attend. But definitely this new format, it sounds exciting. More hands-on experience, I think is great. Now,
Good.
my question to you, when you were saying you were going to have like Check Cherry and Book Booth, and are you going to have Honeybook there as well, or?
I'm working on, okay, so I don't personally know the Czech Cherry guy, and so I just reached out to a friend of mine who does, so to kind of like get an introduction. I don't, I mean, do you guys know who those people are? Basically, I um provide the stage or whatever for our sponsors. And so it's like if Booth Book is going to be a sponsor and pay, which they have done a
Right.
lot in the past, I'm going to give them the platform to speak. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if the other ones aren't interested in that, then probably not.
Okay.
So just because it's not fair, you know what I
Right,
mean?
that makes sense. That does make sense. So, and again, that's one of my critiques that I gave on the PBX side of the house. When, they asked for first time people being there and their critiques, that was my biggest thing, is the vendors are talking to their longtime users and showing, their bells and whistles that they've upgraded. Their previous users know that these are great bells and whistles because they've been working with them, versus me, I'm completely, none of the CRMs appealed to me because they were talking above my head, like I had been in business and had used their software. So that was one of my critiques overall for the PBX, is if they're going to have vendors there, they should have two sets of tracks. One for people who've already utilized their software, and one for newbies who have no idea. And how do we get started with your software versus, okay, last year our people said they wanted this bells and whistles and we've upgraded and these are all the fantastic, wonderful things that we can do. For me, it just, to me, was a waste of my hour because I had no clue what they were talking about. So that was
Right,
one of the
right.
critiques
Totally.
I did on that side of the house.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's smart. It's yeah. Okay, you guys, what questions, Carla and Joyce, like you guys have never been, like anything coming up while you're thinking of a question, or type it in or whatever, but um I have a questionnaire on the registration that asks things like, how many times have you attended? Is this your first time? Whatever. Are you looking for a roommate? Where are you from? Just so that we can kind of get an idea, like who to focus on that are first timers, or who are people with more experience that we can kind of hook up together. Um, there are women of every age group, every life stage, kids, no kids, empty nesters, older, younger. Like the older I get, I'm just like, are you even old enough to be here? To some people. Um, but it's even if you're traveling alone, you instantly have people. So even if you're a woman and you're wearing just the PBX lanyard and you haven't even got ours yet, we will find you. And like the Sunday night mixer is perfect for that because it's just like everybody shows up and they're like, I don't know about this. And as soon as they walk in and they're welcomed and we chat and um, you have instant friends. This is probably the one of the only places that I would go. I have gone alone because it's safe. Okay, Joyce, I will send you the questionnaire since I know you bought the ticket from somebody else. And then Carla, yes. Okay. So Carla with the K. We're having a content time. So I don't have exactly the time yet, but we're going to have backdrops set up for modeling opportunities. And the thing is we could have the backdrop set up the whole time and you could wear your branding at any time and have people take pictures of you. Like we could just keep those set up. But as far as when the models come, most likely it would be like an afternoon time, like after classes. I'm still trying to logistically figure all of this out. But yeah, does that answer your question?
And Julia, what did you decide on doing? Just a quick branding photo, like examples of what type of branding photos they should be getting when we set it up before we turn them loose on like being able to photograph them. We were gonna just give like a
tutorial kind of thing
tutorial of like
yeah,
this is
okay.
kind of what you should photograph and how to photograph the angles and all that stuff.
Yeah, we could do that too. And then we could maybe also give them like a list. Well, I mean, we can definitely have that where we're talking about it before they go crazy, right? And then this made me think of this is if I want to be able to have things that you guys go home with. So like plug and play templates of things. So like say something like this that like maybe we're having a class on what the types of things that you're looking for in your branding photos that you're going to get, but then also like a list where you're just like, oh yeah, I got some of those. Oh, that's a good idea. Like, I can share. Jamie, do you care if we share the gallery from Texas School so they can get some ideas? You're on mute. Oh, she's either saying no or I don't care. Anyway, but like Verity, you guys know Verity in the group. She is so good with having things like shown. And so like so many of hers where it was like she just had a picture and it was like a portrait where the back was blurry and she just had like a couple trading cards on the table. You could just see it looked like the aftermath of a party, or somebody like up front holding theirs and then you could see the event going on in the background. There's just yeah, I mean, so and Jamie is really good with branding. In fact, while she's trying to figure out how to get off
Sorry.
mute, she went to school for that.
All I could see was myself, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to hit mute. No, I don't care if we share that, but I did start working on like slides of, here's samples of like branding that if I'm going to an event, this is what I try to get, or if I'm trying to take branding photos of another boother, these are the type of images that I try to supply them. So I think
Okay,
it would be
awesome.
fun just to have a little cheat sheet, like a posing guide, like this is what we should all be striving for. I know like Heather said, sometimes we don't have time, but if
And
we
and even if we had time, we don't have anybody to take pictures of us.
right.
It's just our arm doing a selfie.
Right. But I mean, like I try if I'm just the photo booth person and I know there's a photographer there, reaching out to them and saying, hey, could we just do a short little branding session prior to the event or room reveal or whatever and see how much they would charge? So, I mean, there's a lot of things we can talk about, but I would like to just give people kind of like a posing guide of what images to get and capture, especially if we team up or, take
Yeah.
it for people.
No.
Just something like a checklist,
Yeah.
right? It's like you have a checklist for all your kit stuff. So when you get there, it's like,
Let's get
just
these
take
pictures.
because the thing about Verity is like, she like does the same thing every time, but they all look so good. And it's like consistent and it's perfect. I think she
it's
does
like
a great job.
she's documenting the event from beginning to end. Like she's telling a story. Like that was the big thing, like Jamie was telling us in Texas school. It was like, tell a story, like, whether it's like all of those things, like Verity setup. I mean, Verity's even done like the time lapse things of setups and the showing how to put together a shimmer wall and putting any of it, like her homemade props that she makes all the time and stuff like that. So yeah, just making us like more like deeper into our businesses. Do you know what I mean? Like not just, okay, this is this thing that I do, but just like that you're able to show your clients and prospects like the process, and not process for them to steal it, but just so that you're showing that you know what you're doing,
But the thing about Verdi, the thing that, I mean, someone just said it, I didn't know who was talking, but she's consistent in everything she does. And so why would her clients not book her? Because she shows, hey, I'm consistent. I do this day in and day out. I know what I'm doing. My pictures are incredible. My experiences are incredible. Book me. I mean, that's what we all want at the end of the day, is for people to have the confidence that, hey, if I book Photoville, I know I'm going to get, gaff tape straight. The props are going to be relevant and, cute and durable. Her booths are always clean. And I mean, everything she does, her outputs are great. I mean, it's like, tell the whole story about what you do and be consistent with it. And, you do that consistently, people will book you.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so Joyce was on the last call. Carla and Heather have been there before. Zoe and Carla, I mean, anybody, do you guys have any more questions? I know like Zoe was kind of late getting on. We'll have a recording, so for the things that you missed, you can access that later as soon as I get home. I forgot my laptop on it. My daughter's Nutcracker performance, the fourth day I've been doing this. So I'm just sitting in my car waiting for my phone to die, waiting for 2 hours to come so I can leave. But anyway, do you guys have any questions that have kind of come up through this discussion? Okay, Joyce, awesome. Cool, Carla, okay. Yeah, I'm happy to stay on, answer more questions. If you guys want to keep chatting, I'm fine. I just don't want to hold anybody up that's got places to be. Anyone? Okay. Jamie, are you okay to chat for a minute after everyone gets off?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have a question for you. But okay, ladies, I am going to let you go. There will be a recording of this on the website probably by tonight, maybe. So any part that you missed, you could catch up on that. And then, yeah, I mean, and I'm going to do some more of these just so that we can get more people together and feeling like they know, that they know each other a little bit before we go, or just to see. Carla, I haven't put the other one on. But I'm going to, because this conversation was completely different than the last one. Because different questions came up and stuff like that. So I'll put both of them up so that you guys can see them. Yeah. So, okay. Well, everyone besides Jamie, if you want to get off, well, have a great day. Thank you so much for coming. Hang on, let's see if there's another. Yeah. And then, yeah, we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. So,
You stop recording?
oh, yeah. Let me do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. It was recording. Cool. I was like, what?